Most high performing men over 30 hear the same thing at some point, your blood work's normal, and a lot of them take that at face value, and I did too, because when you're disciplined, when you're driven and you're used to pushing through, normal sounds like a green light to keep going, doesn't it? Here's the part I didn't understand at the time. Normal doesn't mean optimal, it means average. And normal ranges are built from population data and huge samples. So men aged roughly 18 to 80, let's say, with different lifestyles, different stress levels, different standards of health. If you land somewhere in the middle of that kind of bell curve, you're told you're fine. And that's the first blind spot, because I didn't know that when I was deep in my training block. So in 2023, to give you some context, I set myself a challenge that on surface, it looked like a really, really effective challenge, something that pushed myself. But in the same week, I did what I call a powerthon. It was my max squat, bench and deadlift, and then I ran a full marathon in the same week. So from the outside it looked impressive, but internally my mindset was on the verge of just push through at whatever cost. And when I eventually ran my blood work, everything came back normal, but my testosterone was at 9, and the conventional lab range is 8 to 24 for testosterone. So technically I was fine, but that's the second blind spot. Normal ranges don't care about where you came from. They don't tell you whether you've declined. They don't tell you or show you the rate of change. And they certainly don't ask what your baseline used to be. So if I'd have been at 24 and dropped to 9, that is a massive shift. But because 9 still sat inside their normal conventional range, it didn't raise any flags. And that's when things started to click for me, because despite being normal, I didn't feel right. My recovery was off. Training felt heavier than it should. My motivation was very, very inconsistent, but nothing catastrophic, just enough friction to make everything harder. And that's the third blind spot. Normal tests tell you what's present, not what's usable. So you can have hormones in range that are functionally suppressed. You can have nutrients in your blood that never make it into the cell. And when I looked deeper, that's exactly what showed up for me. I had low stomach acid, which meant I wasn't absorbing key precursor nutrients like zinc and magnesium for testosterone. Stress markers were elevated. My inflammation was quietly ticking along. So the issue wasn't effort, it was availability. My body wasn't short on discipline. It was short on the capacity to support what it was asking it to do. And that leads to a fourth blind spot. So normal bloods don't measure strain. They don't show how hard your system is working just to stay normal. They don't show that compensation. So a system can look stable while running close to the edge. And this is where high performing men feel it first, not because they're unhealthy, but because they ask more of their bodies. The higher the demand, the earlier the cracks show. Which brings me to my fifth point. As population health declines, normal quietly moves with it. So being normal today doesn't mean what it meant 20 years ago. It just means that you're not an outlier in the system that's already under strain. And this is why so many men get told that they feel flat, foggy and underpowered. So nothing is wrong, but nothing is optimal either. And that was the real lesson for me, because I wasn't broken, I wasn't undisciplined, I wasn't failing. I was operating inside average ranges while asking my body to perform above average. And once you see that, a lot of things suddenly start to make sense. So if you've had your blood work done and been told you're fine, but you still feel off, that doesn't mean you need to push harder. It usually means the test answered the wrong question. So if you've had your bloods done and been told you're fine, but still feel off, hit the link below and we can help you find out why.